Good morning, everyone. My name is YoungHee Lee from Korea. I'm an MIPB student, and my affiliation is Middle East Studies here in FICE. Since I study Middle Eastern stuffs and the Arab people, I thought that I was very well aware of what's happening right now in the Middle Eastern countries, but unfortunately I didn't have any idea about what's going on in the North African countries, because North Africa is slightly different from the other Middle Eastern countries. But at the same time, I'm definitely sure that you have heard about the Arab Spring. But at the same time, the Arab Spring started from North African countries, one of the North African countries. That's why I'd like to talk about the Arab Spring and then its origin and what's going on right now after the Arab Spring took place in one of the North African countries, because I think that all of you guys are quite interested in international relations, and even though North African countries are none of your interest in your study or your background. So first of all, I'd like to let you know what kind of information I will deliver today. As I just mentioned before, I'm gonna give you a certain idea about the origin of the Arab Spring and where it happened or where it took place and when it took place as well, and what's going on right now or just after the Arab Spring happened in that country. Okay, so and since my presentation will not take more than 10 minutes, definitely, so if you have any questions, you can just step into my presentation, during my presentation, I don't mind. Then, as I mentioned, the origin of the Arab Spring originated from a very awful or sad story. As you might remember, it happened almost 2 years ago in Tunisia. There was one street vendor whose name is Bouazizi. Sorry, I can't pronounce it exactly. He used to be a street vendor selling fruit or small trivial stuffs on the street, and then he was waiting for a while to get permission to have a cart on the street to sell his stuffs as a street vendor. Eventually he got it, but even though he had his own permit to sell those things, but at the same time he had to bribe the policemen or officers in Tunisian government. So he felt highly humiliated, and then one day what happened to him was confiscation of his cart and his belongings. So he just visited one of the concerned officers, but he couldn't make anything. So he felt humiliated, and then what he did to him was set himself on fire, self-immolation. So ever since it happened, the Arab Spring just started because there were so many people who felt the same way he felt. So Arab Spring just originated from his self-immolation. But unfortunately, even though the Arab Spring has spread out to other countries, still we have been pessimistic about the result of the Arab Spring. So someone might say that there's no spring yet, and even we are waiting for the real spring. So and 10 months later, the Arab Spring started in Tunisia. Tunisian people started to protest again and again on the street, and finally Tunisian people ousted their dictator or president at the time, who was, his name is Ben Ali. He was the successor of his previous dictator as well. But the most interesting about the Arab Spring, especially in Tunisia, was that Tunisian people have been influenced by French colonialism really for a long time. So because of that, the previous regime suppressed the Islamists and the Arab nationalists for a long time, for more than 5 or 6 decades. So eventually, when they could vote their own congressmen to set up the new constitution, fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know how to put it, but Tunisian people could have a new opportunity to represent themselves through the Islamists or Arab nationalists. And one of the most prominent political parties is Nahda. You might heard about this name because Nahda is one branch of Muslim Brotherhood, which is quite famous and well-known, powerful in Egypt. And then, but at the same time, Nahda is quite moderate Islamist political party. That's why most of the Middle East studies people or Westerners, especially in particular Westerners, have been watching what's going on, especially particularly in Tunisia, because Tunisia has been influenced by Western culture more than other North African countries. And then at the same time, one of the Islamist political parties has been influential on Tunisian society since the Arab Spring took place in Tunisia. And I should have mentioned at the beginning of this presentation, my presentation is based on a couple of audio clips aired in MPL News almost 2 years ago. So if you are interested in this topic, please just look up a list of the MPL News. I think the MPL News has been providing so many audio clips about this topic. If you want to listen to a news, but if you want to read articles about it, you have so many sources about this news as well. Yeah, that's all. And then unfortunately, I'm working on this topic right now. So what I know about what's happening right now is that based on my own knowledge, Tunisia has right now interim president, and then they are waiting. Tunisian people are waiting for another election or referendum to elect their own legal president. So this is my presentation, and then probably next time I'd like to talk about this topic a little bit more deeply. Thank you for listening to me, and if you have any question, I'm happy to take